Inside the AHSAA, your weekly look inside Alabama high school athletics, hosted by Luke Robinson. Brought to you by Coke, Alpha, Encore Rehabilitation, Edmondson Screen Printing, Wilson Sporting Goods, Russell Athletics, AL.com, and South Point Bank. Welcome to the Alabama High School Athletic Association's weekly update, heard exclusively on the AHSAA Radio Network. I'm Luke Robinson, and I'll be bringing you this week's top stories from the AHSAA.
Wenonah's incredible fourth-quarter comeback from an 18-point deficit to the Class 5A Boys State Championship closed out the 2011 AHSAA Final 48 State Basketball Tournament at the Birmingham-Jefferson Civic Complex last weekend. The Dragons of Coach Cedric Lane beat defending Class 5A state champ Lee-Huntsville 89-85, scoring a state tournament record 43 points in the final 8 minutes to seal the win. The Generals, who are 25-9, appeared well on their way to their second straight title with an 18-point, 69-51 lead with 6:51 to play. The Dragons reeled off 38 points the rest of the way, getting the lead for good with 50 seconds remaining when tournament MVP Jeremy Bogus dunked the ball to make it 83-81. Bogus, who finished with 25 points, sank 4 free throws the rest of the way to seal the incredible win. Coach Cedric Lane's Dragons outscored Lee in the final quarter 43-23. The game had 61 personal fouls called, 91 free throws attempted, and 58 free throws made. Wenonah was 28 of 44, with Bogus sinking 8 of 12. The Generals were 30 of 47, with Jacob Perry sinking 8 of 10. The Dragons were one of 12 state champs crowned last weekend. Hillcrest-Tuscaloosa won the 6A state boys title with a 48-46 win over Mobile's Murphy High School in the finals on Saturday. The victory was career number 400 for Coach Scott Suttles, now 419 in his prep coaching career. Butler, coached by legendary Jack Doss, won the 4A state championship with a 44-39 win over Anniston in the finals. It was the 7th of his career, who has now won 5 at Butler and the first 2 at Birmingham's Hayes High School in 1981 and 1982. Greensboro claimed the 3A championship, Tanner won the 2A title, and Pickens County the 1A crown, finishing 30-1 after going 28-1 a year ago to win the 2A state championship. Tanner also won the girls' 2A title, beating Woodland in the finals Thursday night to give the school a sweep of both the boys' and girls' state championships. Tanner also accomplished that rare feat once before in 1986. Other girls' championships include Bob Jones in 6A, Irwin in 5A, Brubaker Tech in 4A, Madison Academy in 3A, and R.A.Hubbard in 1A. Bob Jones, Irwin, and Brubaker defeated defending champions Hoover, Fairfield, and Midfield respectively. Brubaker's win over Midfield ended the Lady Patriots' consecutive streak of state championships at 4.
We'll be back with more Inside the AHSAA in just a moment.
Style points don't show up in the box score. Talking a good game has never won a championship. And we're sorry to break it to you. It's not the shoes. It's the work, the pride, the blood, and the tears. Because Russell's wicking sweat out of the equation. Russell Dry Power Moisture wicking tees and fleece. The next evolution in over 100 years of raw performance.
Players will report for the 21st annual Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Basketball Classic next Wednesday. The girls and boys doubleheader pits each state's top seniors at the Pelham Civic Complex Friday, March 18th. The girls' game will be played at 5 p.m. and the boys will follow at 7. Mississippi won both games last year. The boys outscored Alabama 112-88 to snap a 2-game winning streak by Alabama. It evened the series at 10 wins apiece. Alabama's girls, who hold a slim 11-9 lead in the series, lost 78-56 and had their 3-game winning streak in the series come to an end. The Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Classic Series is an event of the AHSAA Directors and Coaches Association. Steve Bailey is the director of the AHSAA DCA. Tickets may be purchased at the Pelham Civic Complex ticket office. Coming up in 2 weeks on Monday, March 21st, will be the 21st induction ceremonies of the Alabama High School Sports Hall of Fame. The 2011 class, which will be inducted at a banquet at the Renaissance Hotel at the Convention Center in Montgomery, includes coaches, an official, a contributor, and an old-timer. Selected for the class of 2011 are game official Tony Bagiano, basketball coaches Joe Bellew, Johnny Patrick, George Hatchett and Gerald Jerry Weems, former basketball coach and current AHSAA Assistant Director Wanda Gilliland, baseball and cross-country coach William Bill Merle, track and cross-country coach Jim Tate, football coaches Lester Smith, Walden Tucker, and Lyle Underwood, former football coach and contributor Doug Barfield, and Underwood selected in the old-timer category. The 17-member Hall of Fame committee made the selections from the 69 nominations on the Hall of Fame ballot. The Hall of Fame is located at the state office of the AHSAA in Montgomery. Sponsors of the Hall of Fame program are the AHSAA Directors and Coaches Association and the AHSAA itself. The corporate sponsors are AL.com, Alpha Insurance, South Point Bank, Coca-Cola, Encore Rehabilitation, Edmondson Screen Printing, Russell Athletic, and Wilson Sporting Goods.
After the final ball has flown, and the final catch made, and the last screaming fan has left the stadium, the ball is passed from one team member to the next so the players can sign their names. But of all the names, there is one on that ball that is perhaps the most important. That name is Wilson. Good luck this season.
One final note, former AHSAA Executive Director Dan Washburn, who served for 16 years as Executive Director of the AHSAA, will become the 8th person from the state of Alabama to be inducted into the National High School Hall of Fame. Washburn is among 12 individuals who will be inducted in the National Federation of State High School Associations National High School Hall of Fame July 2nd at the closing event of the 92nd Annual NFHS Summer Meeting at the Philadelphia Marriott downtown in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Previous Alabama inductees include the late Cliff Harper, Dan Gaylord, Bart Starr, Bubba Scott, the late Wallace Mickey O'Brien, Glenn Daniel, and Sam Short. Washburn, who retired in 2007, was instrumental in the development of outstanding venues for AHSAA championship sports. It was under his leadership that the current corporate partner program began to reach its potential and make possible events such as the Super 6 football championships, the Final 48 basketball championships, and Elite 8 volleyball championships. He also established the Star Sportsmanship Initiative as an eligibility requirement. He served on the NFHS Board of Directors and was NFHS President in 2005-06. He became only the 3rd full-time director after the retirement of Herman Bubba Scott, who had served since 1966. The late Cliff Harper became the first AHSAA head in 1948 with the establishment of a state office in Montgomery. Prior to that, Sellers Stowe of Birmingham had served as director on a part-time basis. The other inductees of the class of 2011 are athletes Randall McDaniel, Kevin McReynolds, Kenny Monday, Billy Owens, and the late Brad Van Pelt, coaches Lita Andrews, Kurt Balt, Larry Shaw, and Pete Schock, and contest officials Emery Dilday and Rick Tucci. Congratulations, Mr. Washburn. You certainly earned it.
Until next week, this is Luke Robinson saying thanks for joining us on Inside the AHSAA.